Hello, everybody, and welcome to some more inverted action for this week 4 of League. This is Vextofer versus the Ghost with the most shady force. And as you can see, this race is already in progress. We are going here. I'll be your solo commentator today, so please bear with me. I will be trying to keep up with everything as best I can. I believe the opening checks have been a little minimal. I see there's been some swords. There was a sword in Link's house, I believe, and I think Half Magic was here in Thieves Town for Shady Force. So there's that. We got that going on there. And then, yeah, looks like Vextofer is making some money here. Got to get that money. That money's really important in Inverted. You got to be sure to get inside the Palace of Darkness, maybe get some Zora money for later. He's going for it. He wants this cash. He's digging for it. Everybody wants to be rich. And as I do sit here all alone, all by myself, I do wish to ask you guys to please forgive me. I have a bit of a cough here. Try to bear with that. So we have Berna. We're with Johnny. Tower of Hera, small key, a book. I've seen a lot of early books in these versions. See, oh my gosh, that was a very stacked hype cave. But it is one of the denser locations this early in the game. Shady Force is taking that glove and going immediately to Catfish, which is a less annoying check to do in this mode. It's Flute to 2, and they're pretty much right there. Meanwhile, Vextofer gets rewarded with even more money on that dig game. Here we go. We should have audio for you right now. Sounds like some Castlevania. There's a big key. Oh boy. See, these early checks are kind of nutty. Thieves Town, well, I guess we might be going back there. That is a pretty big risk to leave that big chest behind in this mode, but sometimes you don't have a choice, really. That key is putting that... I believe it puts only the maiden chest in logic without the small key and maybe the hammer, but... Looks like Shady Force is undeterred and continuing this route down to Pyramid. He's been doing some long-winded checks pretty early here before the race was brought over to this channel. I did notice that that Sequence broke the old man rescue on Death Mountain, which is a really long-winded check this early in this mode. You'll have to take them all the way up the mountain and all the way back down, and then you're stuck in the light world. It's a Moon Pearl on Pyramid, so he gets rewarded for his diligence there. Still not Dark World access yet. But something tells me Thieves Town might have an answer. Would have been pretty funny if that Moon Pearl was behind that book, which has been known to happen a bunch. And Vex is just getting more money out here at Skull Woods. A little frustrating, but you know, you gotta make the checks. Shady Force, no fear, heading directly into Thieves Town. It's hard to have fear when you're a ghost. Yeah, I get it, Shady. I would have double back for that too. Oh, there's a nice juicy mirror right in Skull Woods. That's wonderful. And a bottle. There's some juicy stuff here this early. And I always say the mirror is what makes Inverted fun. Probably the most fun item in Inverted. And Dex realizing that, oh yeah, drop down. Gotta save and quit. You're stuck here. Alright, I must reiterate for everybody here that this check here for Shady Force is, in fact, not in logic. Wisely using Burner to get past these ornery things. A shovel. Okay. Really wants that fairy. Don't blame him. Not even a little. Vex is going to go ahead and get that Thieves Town big key. What he wants, what he's going to follow up with it, I don't know. Might walk down to the pyramid. Might just go directly to Thieves Town. But we'll eventually bottleneck over to that pyramid. Which is in logic with that pre-activated flute. Alright. And Shady is going to show us what the logic in this chest is. Is it important? Is it something we could have waited on? It is Titan's Mint, and that is Light World access for Shady Force. And the floodgates have been opened. Not to be outdone, Vexel heading over to the pyramid, going to get this Moon Pearl. We'll see if he follows up inside of Thieves Town. Shady getting that burner ready just in case. Can never be too sure. Sometimes Blind likes to ad-lib. And Vex heading immediately right in, following that small key on Blind to Misery Mire for the green pendant. So Shady might have a hard time getting back to that mirror unless he chooses to go to Skull Woods right here. No, I think he's gonna do this, which he hasn't done yet, and then probably gonna check the Smith. And while we have a bit of a lull here, waiting for checks, I was going to mention that this is Team the Sticky Priest versus Team Miendiem was supposed to carry us. Probably a real strong guy. Gotta have broad shoulders to carry 3 people. This is I think this is their first game in this mode between them, so I don't think either of them have any wins or losses beneath their belt. At least I didn't see any on the main page. So I'm just going to assume that is true. Until somebody tells me otherwise. And nobody will, because again, I'm here alone. So hello everybody, how y'all doing? Hope you're enjoying this all randomizer, Link to the Past, League, Inverted. Oh my gosh, don't die, Vexed over amazing stuff. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. Okay. Alright, so Shady Force has just opened up the floodgates and is now exploring the light world. Gotta do a few errands before dropping off the blacksmith there. It is a bit short on cash, which I think is one of the more... That and Skull Woods is kind of set the time frame ahead here for Shady Force. I'm not sure what that ether is going to be used for later on. I did not get a chance to see the Misery Mire entrance medallion. Didn't get to look at it. Good chance you'll just find money somewhere in Kakariko. Enough to pay the bottle vendor, and Vex getting his mitts. Let's see what he decides to do after. There you go. There's your money. Sometimes the money just gets you. Smoking to Desert Palace while holding the book. That's a pretty easy trip down there with the mitts. Not so bad. If you're going to go explore Desert Palace, you kind of want some keys for that. Don't have access to the dungeon yet. Don't have a big key. Don't have a fire source to get it done, but with that early book, that is more you can do. Maybe look for boots, too. No need to rush down there. believe that is our second Palace of Darkness small key. Shady Force sans that bottle that Vextover has, so another check he won't be able to do. Nice bow sitting in the tavern. Maybe you want to take a couple of those pod keys, do that later, but holy smokes, that is really out of the way. Well, that's just a flute, I guess. But Eastern Palace, forget about it. So Lost Woods, kind of an annoying check here for both Shady and Vex. Being trapped inside that the hammer-pegged area there after you come into the light world means going around to the Lost Woods is it's like turning 270 degrees here. It's more out of reach money for Shady Force on the library. Just gonna go ahead and do this race game. I guess the bottle vendor, not worth it after all. Somehow Vex still has more money than Shady Force, though. It's that earnestness, that strive. God willing, we'll all meet again in Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. Shady Force listening to reason and getting the money. Zora not in logic yet. Actually, Zora is in logic. We do have a glove. We have two gloves. We have two of those. Looks like Shady is going to leave the purple chest behind for now. Probably wants to get these two things here done. Got that shovel out of the attic in Thieves Town. Not in logic without that small key. Somehow I don't think he cares very much. Alright, let's see what we got with our ill-gotten goods here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I got the vapors. That key is cursed. Don't think Vex will mix that either. Shady and Vex pretty much shadow on each other here. Just, oh, a hammer on the sick kid. Alright, that's... Yeah. Early Sphere's paying off for Vextover here. Eastern and Desert are our reds. That bottle and that out of Skullwoods gets him a mirror, gets him a hammer, and the mirror. Who knows how that's going to pay off? We haven't had a chance to use that yet. Although, could do hammer pegs here. And Shady looks like he's taking this early Hyrule Castle small key that I believe was in Misery Mire Shed. So getting a few of these checks will be in logic here. Of course, Uncle just in logic, just with the ability to walk up to him and say hello to his dead and rotting corpse. Speaking of dead and rotting corpses, these checks, thank you. We'll see if Vex decides to carry the purple chest along the way. Won't be able to do the race game, but I don't think that'll bother him too much if he sees the money up there, which he is practically swimming in right now. And yes, he is going to do hammer pegs. Shady Force will eventually get this mirror. There's that bottle, which is the hammer for Shady Force there. Probably will eventually get back to Kakariko and do that. Not sure when, though. Maybe in tandem with Purple Chest. Maybe chooses to go to Skullwoods for that mirror. That's going to be a bonk, yeah. So I was about to say, while Shady is driving forward here in this logical Hyrule Castle, the mirror, while nice, could be a bit of a detriment to Vex, who might be just taking more junk checks. Oh, that's a brilliant key. That is an incredibly lucky key for Shady Force. Now we can just go in, get Eastern Palace done, which he knows is a crystal now. Doesn't need the hammer to flute to 5 and get there from that, so we can just forget about it forever. We'll be able to do pod, though, but I don't think that would be much of an issue. Still, if I were Shady Force, I'd be very happy to see that key. Setting up a Death Warp here. Oh, boy. Not the kind of thing you want to see when you're short on resources, but I guess it's just one extra bomb after all. So it looks like Vextifer is going to opt to route towards the desert. Well, Shady Force probably just charge forward over into Eastern Palace. No reason not to. Next thing, we get this Meyer key here. Cool beans. Delicious. Tastes great. Goes well with gravy. And we already know our green pendant. We have it. Guess Shady's going to get it on the way out. Oh, no! Ah, that small key to Thieves Town is terrible. But that does put the Misery Mire big key in logic. An extra pod key is nice. Okay, so not a complete waste of that green pendant. Some small comfort. Bombos on the purple chest, so that's potentially some. Well, we can't get into either medallion dungeon here. We don't have a method of ingress for Misery Mire, nor do we have a cane for Turtle Rock. We do have a mirror. We may be able to get up that way. Nothing on Bombo's tablet. Seriously, that may be the most lucky Eastern Palace big key I think I've seen in a long time. That is quick. So that's all our medallions. And if I'm squinting and looking at their trackers here, I think Misery Mire entry appears to be Bombos. That's what it looks like anyway. I'm kind of seeing that pattern a little bit. Thank you, Pichu. Appreciate you. See what Desert Palace is worth here. Probably more than 20 bucks. Don't forget you have that small key, Vex. You're going to want to do that too. Magic powder on the torch. I bet Boots are just chilling over here in Eastern Palace. Okay. Nothing exciting here so far, but Shady Force will be able to one and done this. Feels good. Oh, I'm seeing stars. So that's for certain a way into TR. Now that we have knowledge of all our medallions anyway. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Quake is the entry for Turtle Rock. Otherwise, Vextolfer kind of not getting anything out of here except the knowledge of what is on the torch. Shady this early, making sure all the steps to be thorough are taken. Flippers in Eastern Palace, lamp locked. Somehow just tripping over these items. Incredible. Missed out on a mirror and a hammer, but they're not exactly inaccessible. And with a combination knowledge of both our runners here, Ice Palace is logical. If we take in both sides, I'm sure Shady really wanted those 8 bombs. You look like you could use a lamp, Shady Force. Guess that key took a little bit of work, but he got it. I did miss what was in Agina's cave, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was money. This Vextover is swimming in it. Like Scrooge McDuck in the money bin. You guys remember DuckTales? There were 2 of them. Good show. You'll find you'll solve a mystery or rewrite history. Well, that map is useless. We already know it's a red crystal. Stock up on your arrows for sure. Set it up. And knock it down. A big key to Swamp Palace. Okay. When you see the big key to Swamp Palace, it's always like, you get excited, and then that disappointment is like, homie, just use ether. Please, guys, just use ether, for God's sake. Just use the medallion! Use it! Okay, he's done. He got through it. It's okay. He's fine. Oh, look at all these bottles. Well, that's another useless map. So not a lot of fun happening in Mini Moldorm Cave. Shady is walking in the opposite direction of said mirror. But is... getting money? You're getting money. Okay. Oh, he's not getting money. He's using money because he didn't do dig game yet. Okay. Giving a little time back here to Vextover. Don't... Oh, my gosh. Look, I know you just got a mail upgrade, homie, but you don't got to be so footloose and fancy free with your health there, right? You want to stay alive, especially when you're this deep into the light world. Okay, fine. He's done there. Great. Doesn't have the flippers, doesn't want to continue. I appreciate Shady Force's commitment to tight patterns. I am never a fan of doing it this way. In fact, I'm pretty sure Vextover would be better served just going up the mountain and using the mirror here. Take advantage of it. Otherwise, it's really long-winded and useless. Actually, I don't know if it's useless. I don't know what this was. I just know that Shady Force had done it. I'm not sure Shady is committed to going into desert here so much as just getting these checks out of the way. Not sure why he decided to do this one. The purple chest probably has another agenda without it. Maybe doesn't care for it. maybe thinks it's whack, and his vibe is totally off. It's gauche and out of style. So that was a key to Skull Woods. Okay. Which may explain a little bit about why Shady didn't go into Skull Woods. Maybe figuring that lamp locked that. Decided Skull Woods wasn't worth it in the early game and moved on from it. Yeah, Shady missing an opportunity to turn in that purple chest. I believe we'll be able to get the first chest in Swamp. Oh, can't. Doesn't have the mirror. He does not have the mirror. Thanks for the raid from Lana Bean. How you doing? Good to hear from you. Oh, we're doing Spy Cave. This is spicy. Haha, I love this. Oh, it always gets me when they push it that extra half second. A blue blocker, which we're not getting, and just bombs. All that effort gone to waste. Boo-hoo. Too bad, so sad. Look at this. Look real quick. Bam. And you're done, and life is cool. Thank you. Y'all gotta stop being so frugal about your magic, especially with half magic. Alright, Shady being less diligent about the money will be unable to get Zora. But the swimming to this guy into the bridge, Hobo, George, we're going to call him Boots in Castle Tower. Oh, that was available pretty early. So now we have solid ingress for Misery Mire. And Vex needs to get himself over to Hyrule Castle. Get that Eastern Bay. There's another big key under the bridge for Ice Palace. Yeah, Vex really wants to get to Hyrule Castle here. Pulling out some good stuff here, but Hyrule Castle small key being very early in Mire Shed. Vex still forgetting the cool stuff. There's your lamp. Vex getting the cool stuff, Shady getting the important stuff. Some of these things may have a bit of overlap. Let me get this first chest. Nothing there. Looks like we're gonna maybe set up a hover here. There's an attempt coming. Do you believe that robots can fly? And I got one. Okay. And does not line up the bomb correctly. Oh, he's going to try again. Okay. All right. I like this whirlpool. We got a map to ice. And are we going to get... Let's see. So Shady Force is going to miss out on that mirror again by doing this route. Small key to Skull Woods. So these Skull Woods small keys are kind of terrible. And our ingress into... It is Quake. We can go into Turtle Rock here from the back. Looks like Vex was committed to getting that. Did not see what was on Lumberjack there. Couldn't get a look at it in time. Shady Force doesn't get to check the bumper ledge. Gonna get the rest of Hyrule Castle. Vex taking a look at some Total Rock checks here. This is a public service announcement for everybody watching. I want everybody to make sure that they're as happy and respect themselves as much as possible. And just remember that no matter how down you feel, you'll never be as bad as 3 bombs in Graveyard Ledge. Thank you. And not much going on in the back of Hyrule Castle, but that Turtle Rock map is really useful. Always got to know if you need that ice rod or not. Certainly more useful than 3 bombs in Graveyard Ledge. Big key to Skullwoods and Turtle Rock. And Vex is just stumbling all over these keys right now. Hookshot and Sanctuary, oh boy. Boy, that's fun. We got some big-time disparity going on here between Shady and Vex. A sword and Spiral Cave? This is more than one person can keep track of. Yeesh. I'm gonna do my best, but y'all watching? Some of y'all gonna have to fill in these gaps because there's too much differentiation going on between Shady and Vex right now. It's kind of nutty. Now, Shady about to get these boots. Will not be able to get the stuff in TR that Vex has been getting. GT small. That's our first one. Usually those are much sooner. Silver is nice. Wow, sure, just what he needed. Even more money. So Shady just needs to get himself to Skull Woods to get that mirror. And Vex will need to go to Hyrule Castle. Hyrule Castle has the Eastern Palace big key, and then there's a lot of cool stuff in Eastern Palace. There are flippers. There's Canis Samaria. Shady Force making up a little bit of time with this. Might get the lamp over in Super Bunny here. Checking the entrance. Doesn't have the hammer to do it. Yeah, he's going to get this here. Probably do a save quit after. No. You can go get the stuff in Paradox Cave from here. This is lamp. Vex is going to go ahead and get Ether Tablet, maybe even Tower of Hera. Well, as much as possible. Doesn't have that hook shot for a Mimic Clip or a Parapod, excuse me. There's our second shield. The other one being under the dam. So this is just going to be a Hera dip, unless there's a big key here. For this dungeon particularly. And nope, not there. Check number 1. It is a crystal. And a small key to Castle Tower. So that's not so bad. That's not a bad location for that. It's a little annoying, but you can just mirror and get that. Who knows if it's going to be worth anything. Just like who knows if this basement is going to be anything. Nice little setup there. And now we play the waiting game. Trying to figure out what each other's next step is here. Vex will probably go to Laser Bridge. Maybe get those four. I don't think he's done that yet. First might get to Castle Tower, do the second chest in there, especially with the lamp. This Terror basement could change course, and it is a small key to pod. Okay. Again, not completely necessary, but there have been some bad ones here. There's been one on blind, which is green pendant turn in. And that one. And you definitely want more of those and fewer of those. Vex, you can do Castle Tower number 2. You just realized that. Okay. Just realized that right at the last second. See where Shady opts to go from here. Kind of running out of places that are not Skullwoods. Sequence breaking Ice Palace. Oh, we can't. No method of entry. Zora checks. He's going here to do Zora. Because he has neither Bombos nor Fire Rod. That's second chest in Castle Tower. Worthless. Welcome everybody from Scottish Braves channel. Thank you for joining us. I'll catch you all up. This is a race between the Sticky Priest Shady Force and Miendiem was supposed to carry us as Vex Topher in Influ Keys. And Vex is doing exactly what I said he was going to do. Almost as if this is scripted. It's not, I assure you. I had no preparation for this. There's a small key. Who knows what that's for? A big key to Cannon's Tower. You always like to see that. Now we won't have to go digging for that inside that insufferable dungeon. And I think this is the end of the road here for Vex, as far as Death Mountain checks go. I guess it was nothing on Zora. Didn't get to see it. Just ran away. And a small key to... That's our 5th one. And looks like I am joined by Lana Bean. Hello.
Hello, TJ. Hello, everybody.
I didn't ask you to be here. I was doing fine by myself. All right, fine. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining me here.
You were doing excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. I am so out of breath.
Just offering to, take the mic here and there to allow you to breathe.
Appreciate it. Looks like Shady is about to finally get that mirror. Which will be really annoying for him.
Gonna miss out on that skull big check as well without it. Well, I guess you can't have that with the mirror requiring the skull big.
Pretty much.
Unless you can find a TR big and go from the front with Samarian, that's just disgusting.
I mean, you can still go in the front with Samaria. But you do have the Quake available on Desert Ledge.
That's true, because you get there without the big key, right?
Yeah. So once again, I'll reiterate for those just joining us. There's a mirror inside this Skullwoods here. Shady Force had Light World access prior to finding it, so it hasn't been there for a bit. There's a GT Small, which we won't need until later. And it should be right somewhere else. Okay. Vex Topher will have to head to... Where? Hyrule Castle, that's right. Hyrule Castle, which has Eastern Palace Big Key. And Eastern Palace has all sorts of goodies like flippers and Samaria. And let's see how long it takes Vex to get over there. And the hookshot is just in Sanctuary, which Vex seems to be creeping up on here.
So it looks pretty straightforward. Looks like what GT is going to be go modable.
Mm-hmm. Bumper ledge. Nada. I appreciate the diligent check, though. Much appreciated. So I think Shady is on the way to check the Turtle Rock stuff that he was unable to check before. I won't be able to get the front. Maybe. I don't think we have any.
Vex is getting a bunch of these boost checks out of the way, which is nice.
Yeah. But I'm trying to reason out here Turtle Rock. I don't think we have any small keys for it, and we do have logical entry to the front with that quick on the desert ledge.
This light no TR small's got to assume it's a pendant at this point almost.
We do have a map for it. Shady does, but I don't think he's map checked yet. We'll know as soon as he walks in.
So
who was it? Who was it?
What's that?
Who was it that said that the medallions were for using when quick swapping? Yeah, I guess you were right there.
So Shady gets to take care of Hero while up here, which Vex didn't get to do.
Mm-hmm. And it is a pendant.
Yeah. With this late of a TR, that was my assumption. Just the game usually at least gives you a couple early.
Yeah. More importantly, we'll not need to fight an ice rod. Well, jury's still out on that, but not imminently required.
Probably need that fire rod though.
Well, that's our second pendant knowledge here. We know both red crystals are Eastern and Desert. The green one was Thief's Town, which we did pretty early. That's where our mitts were.
Got to assume we need what? Fire rods, Swamp Small, and something like here is a crystal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Skullwoods or Pod is our final pendant.
All right, that's a guess, but yeah, we won't know until we get one of them done. We can do Ice Palace. Check that. Is Shady heading to Pod? No. Yes.
So where's the hammer Vex is missing that Shady's missing?
The hammer is on Sick Kit.
Oh lordy.
Yeah.
Has Shady done Kakariko, or did they just not have a bottle?
Shady did do Kakariko, but didn't have the bottle. There was a bottle inside of Skull Woods. Vex therefore was able to go through Kakariko with both the mirror and the bottle, so got the hammer pretty early. Shady has since found two other bottles, excuse me, and the one in Skull Woods.
Could have single dipped this pod potentially.
Mm-hmm. There is some hope. The powder is on the library. I'm sorry, the powder is not on the library. The powder is boots locked. It is in Desert Palace. So if Shady foresees that, picks it up, and goes back to Kakariko to check that, checks it along the way, we'll get that hammer. But yeah, this is a single dippable pod, isn't it? I forget what that Palace of Darkness big key was.
I'm guessing Vex is going to find it before too long. It was probably part of that goodie package towards Eastern area.
It might have, yeah, it might have been. It may have just been in here. I know the Eastern Palace big key was in here.
You said Vex needs to come here for his progression to go towards Eastern.
Yes, and once he does, probably be a little bit ahead.
All depends on how long I think it takes Shady to get back to Kakariko. Sick Kid is so out of the way right now without... Well, it's not that great. You got your flute, you can get to town and check that from the rock, but it still feels bad.
It's not great. It's not great.
Like a desert big is what Shady needs right now then you go and get your powder and that gives you a little more incentive. Yeah.
I think that's what he's looking for in lieu of just going to check that out, because that book was also pretty early. Here's the Eastern Bake.
Okay, so that'll push Vex towards where you said he needs to go.
Yeah. I mean, there's a good chance Shady will find something in here that'll help him out. Came in here with 4 smalls.
I'm surprised not to see a pod small yet. That's just any keys mode. Just pod smalls everywhere.
We've already found 5 different ones, so at least that's what my count is anyway. I love that, by the way. the little electric slide you get from getting hit by that thing, crazy. I love that. All right, so I think Vex just makes a beeline for Eastern Heal, right? This gets that done. Yeah,
Saha, Eastern. Well, I guess you probably already have Green Pennant turned in, but you get your Eastern play.
Yeah, so that'll be the 4th pod key for Vex.
Oh, there's the bug nest. That's not horrible, I suppose.
Come on.
It's not progression, but it's not terrible.
It gets in the way of quick swapping. How many times have you quick swapped to the bug net and use it instead of fluting? I think it's
not wrong. Not wrong.
Seriously, I don't get why everyone loves that thing so much. Smokey the Thief's on is crazy there, by the way.
Oh goodness. So logically you needed that just for blind, but
yeah.
So Saha locked a pod small. That's wonderful.
Yep.
Hashtag logic.
But that does put us into logic, because the shovel was in the attic, and that gave us a Misery Mire big key. Which I think is where, yeah, Shady Force is going to go. Take care of that. Desert, okay. Mirror. He's going to check the ledge, maybe do Thieves on here. See that Quake.
This will be good, I guess. You get your powder, though. Maybe that pushes you to CAC.
Perhaps.
But Vex is about to be a little overwhelmed with things, as far as you said.
Yeah, Flippers and Samaria. Assuming we go do the big key chest. That's where the Flippers are. I wish I could remember where that pod big was.
Well, I'm sure if Extifer is following in Shady's footsteps, it cannot be far.
It was on Hobo. It was on George.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good memory.
I remember. Yes. Not so much a good memory, so much as a moment of lucidity.
Oh, when you're commentating yourself, things are extra hard to remember, so I can't blame you.
Oh, I've been laser focused. Except for that one small detail. And Lumberjack. And Zora. And maybe something else. I don't know. Alright, here's that powder. We'll see what Shady Force decides to do with it. There's Samaria. Vex will continue on. Okay.
I don't see Shady, like, I don't see Vextifer, like, unless Vextifer gets a Desert Big Key, I don't see him getting that powder anytime soon. So if that locks the Desert Big Key really bad.
Oh, Misery Mire stuck by Bombos. Which I don't remember where that was. I'm assuming it was mirror locked.
Probably. Oh, this is good for Shady.
Yeah, Shady's doing it. Okay.
Unfortunate that you're going to find Hammer, right after you go full clear pod almost, but that's what it is.
Right? Man. I think the big thing for Vex right now is Palace of Darkness big key. Because I don't know if he gets back to Hobo at any time. Although, could just do it right after Ice. Yeah, Shady getting that hammer, probably not too happy about it. Not turning in the powder. Despite just getting the ability to do it. Okay. May not be important.
Oh, that's why we missed it. I was entering the chat. So Podbig is apparently a crystal roller behind Laser Bridge and Turtle Rock.
Oh, then what big key was on? Was it? I thought there was a big key. Okay. Anyway, so Shady skipping out on 2 checks. Could have done hammer pegs as well as the magic bat. Maybe a little overwhelmed with the sudden appearance of the hammer. Vex is leaving Pod behind. With all these keys, I'm surprised. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's why. Yep. Okay.
So both runners are going to have to double dip Pod due to unfortunate circumstances.
Right. Yeah. Oh, here we go. We're getting back to it now.
Probably remembered after going east and going, crap, that hammer! Oh my god.
We've all done that 1,000 times.
Oh yeah.
The ice rod. Hilarious. Always when you never really need it, huh?
Yeah, Shady's got that knowledge of the dungeon. I think Vextifer probably knows as well. Just didn't mark it on the tracker.
Vex just got the map, so eventually.
Never mind. Never mind. Oh, going for the hover.
Not quite, but been pretty good about these hovers today. I think Bombos was actually in purple chest, if I remember correctly.
And Shady remembering, hey, purple chest.
Mm-hmm. Which he didn't do earlier and had the opportunity. I'd have to imagine following this, Ice Palace will be on the table.
And I gotta think Vextifer is gonna go from here to Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're going back up to Turtle Rock anytime soon. Like, knowing it's a pendant, well, he doesn't know yet, like you said.
Doesn't know yet.
Like, you've got, what, at this point, that chest behind Samaria and front of Turtle Rock. The 1 check, even. And even then, you have no small keys. So the front, yeah, the only logical check is going to be the one that has the Pod Big key.
Yeah.
So not good for Vextifer. If Pod is the crystal. If it's a pendant, could be a good thing.
Well, we don't know what's happening until, I guess if we go into Ice Palace, we'll know. We have maps for that. Somewhere out there is a Swamp Small, where we don't know.
Probably the least convenient location ever.
Oh, always is.
Right. Oh, Pod, Ice Palace. Okay, there it is, yeah. So Ice is dead for Shady for a while?
Maybe. Don't really know if Shady sets that aside. Might opt to go to finish Pod?
I mean, if you don't find progression in Meyer, at this point, Ice Palace is your next most densest play left.
Sure, but I think you'd probably want to get Pod out of the way, because you're going to have to do it eventually, and honestly, there's really no faster way to do it than what you can.
Kind of. Like, if I were Shady, I'd probably still go Ice, simply because if you happen to get a Pod small key, you full clear the rest of Pod. Don't ever have to take a chance of returning. But
sure.
It's hard to say. But you can also find a Pod small in Meyer here, so.
Pretty sure the one Meyer small was, I think, Thieves Town?
I think the worst spot for both runners for a Thieves Town small key, not Thieves Town, for a Swamp Small is probably Thieves Town Big Chest.
Oh, yeah.
It seems that is a very bad check for these two.
Man, after the way I've been doing this room for as long as I have, I can't stand looking at it done that way. Although, going from hookshot to lamp here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clicks, so maybe I wouldn't bother anyway.
I still have not learned your hookshot method, but it looks effective. Oh, yeah, Vextifer check map as well. They do have dungeon info.
Yeah. I like to call that the throw everything you have at the wall room.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you should probably just go to ice.
You got Samaria. I mean, you don't even probably need to beat it. You just go in there, get the item or items that need you to get, and leave golds there. It probably just has a fire rod. It's fine.
It's probably a fire rod. Yeah, like straight up. Fire rod is probably in there. We all know it. We all seen it 1,000 times. Ha ha ha. Ice rod memes, fire rod memes, yada yada yada.
Nice minor big chest having the minor map.
That's not where that normally is. I mean, there's still a chance a fire rod is in here. I mean, Bombos is locking it after all, right?
Don't look at Vextifer's side. Don't do it, TJ.
Nah, fine. There's a small. There's a Turtle Rock small key. It's not even symmetrical. It is symmetrical.
We have the first check of TR and Logic. We have for Vextifer Crystal Roller, which is kind of potentially critical at this point. It is because Pod is aggressive. This is not great for Vextifer.
Yeah, not having Samaria going into Turtle Rock put him in a pretty bad position.
It's definitely worse than going in a pod without a hammer.
Yeah. Because ain't nobody want to go back to Death Mountain and inverted if you don't have to. But I don't think he's in that bad of a position. Pretty sure you're going to have to go to Ice Palace anyway. Got most of the other stuff out of the way. Like, I don't think there's really that much left. We got Hookshot Cave, Spiral Cave, Mimic Cave, Paradox Cave. We got everything in the Northern Light World. We got all of Hyrule Castle. Yeah, pretty much the only things left to do for Vex is Ice Palace and the rest of TR. As well as... I think, was it Ice Palace big that was there? May have been.
We got, what, first check Swamp, which is pretty horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But Ice Palace has got to be the play at this point for both runners, to be honest. Looks like Vextifer's going to go ahead and just finish off Meyer, which is, of course, a good idea. You got silvers, why not?
Why not? It's Crystal, you got to do it. Why come back when you can do it now? And, of course, this dungeon is totally terrible. I gotta be honest though, like Deep Stomp Big Chest, been a pretty hot item lately. Been seeing that pay off a lot in these Influkeys races.
Churisek wasn't the cross keys I just did. Holy moly.
Shady Force is going to Hera? Or Tia? Oh, it hasn't done the Turtle Rock stuff. Yeah, he's been. The front of TR, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you got your Bombos, you've got your entry. It's Quake, yeah. Why not? I mean, you're running low on checks. I would still probably go Ice over this, but Twitch Throne.
Probably figures that also has to do Hera. And
that's true. Not wrong.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what comes next after this.
I mean, you never know. It could be a big key on left part here.
Seen it happen before. Fire Rod would be pretty funny. Nope. Deuces.
Never seen a fire rod in that check before, have we?
What? What game have you been playing? Oops. I hate these stupid things. Yeah, this is Ice Palace for Vex. Okay.
This is the right call. Shady's going to get a crystal, also a right call, but...
Oh, Zora. Zora area. I don't think this was anything. Yeah, that was the blue blocker. I remember now.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We missed one in the dam. We'll never have to think about it. It's not getting picked up. You can look at it not getting picked up for all time. All right, now we get to be reminded what this was. Pretty sure it was Big Kid Ice.
It's very convenient.
Yeah, okay.
And another runner being disappointed by Hero Basement.
Well, this is a small key to pod, so it won't be too disappointed. This will be his 5th one. Let him full clear the dungeon.
True.
I suspect Vex is going to find the fire rod.
Very likely. Or like a Hero Big Key, or a Desert Big Key.
Something that'll lead into the... It'll just be fire rod, because when this game has the opportunity to be funny, it never takes a chance.
Well, a fire rod would be good for Vexifer because, yes, that gets you Skullwoods, but that does get you back up towards Turtle Rock, so
yes.
I could get your pod big. Alright, Ice Palace Part 1, what do you got? Cool. Nice Kepis.
Everybody needs a tracker. Got all the keys in the world, so just head on through. Break on through to the other side. Yeah, these Skullwood Smokies are bad. These are some bad Skullwood Smokies. What was in that chest? I missed it.
The one on the right, I have no idea. I don't see a fire rod though, so it couldn't have been good.
Okay.
I did see that Skull Small though. That is behind a Hero Big we don't even have.
Mm-hmm. It's probably just here in ice. That was a bottle? Okay.
5%, thanks, chat.
Neat. I gave him $1.
Okay, game, cough it up. Fire rod.
All these maps.
Kek W.
Mm-hmm. There it is. And what do we got here? Oh my goodness. Okay, yep, you gotta come in here. For great justice.
Right, get more TR checks and probably, so obviously mimic it.
Yeah. It's further deterrent from that pod big in TR though. But the longer Shady Force opts to put off Ice Palace, the better off Vex is going to be. But I don't think Shady Force is going to have much of a choice here.
Yeah, I think Swamp's going to lock too much to avoid it very long.
Well, we're just basically looking for Fire Rod and Desert Big at this point.
This is kind of okay for Vex to. This is somewhat best case scenario, unless you get a TR Big, but this can push him back up the mountain to do Hira, which could get him back into Turtle Rock for that pod big.
Yeah. Unless we do find TR Big. probably wants to do swamp first, though, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, TR Big would would make it tempting to go to after swamp, but you definitely do swamp first.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the big key. You just do your go mode minus just a few things at this point.
Yeah.
What is it with all the compasses in their own dungeons?
Just whatever. Who cares? They got to put themselves in logic somehow, right?
Logic.
Logic. The math needs to add up.
And you being a teacher of such things is a good thing.
Yeah. I appreciate an enthusiasm for learning. From what I understand, the maps and compasses are outside of GT, so they're not flooded. GT is not flooded with those checks. It's more of a quality of life logical addition than a necessary one.
I mean, the fact that you can find a map to Turtle Rock on Trinex just tells you a little bit about the logic of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, maps are not completely useless in Kisan modes.
As expected, Shady Force back into a crystal pod, able to pull clear the rest of this.
Yeah, having complete access to it, all the keys, and with Ice Palace still being a question mark. Yeah, this is the way to do it. I think that's another pod small on the ledge there. I think that's where the fifth one. Yeah, I don't know where 6 is.
That's a 1% return. That's disgusting.
Yeah, right? Ugh. It's about normal for a bank account, though, right?
Not wrong. Of course, the worst is the single rupee, a 0.2% return on that, which is just atrocious.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with the sprite like that. I don't know what you're talking about. It's perfection.
Look, if anybody gets to complain about sprites, it's Plague One, all right? Straight up. If anybody's entitled to it, it's that guy.
Well, it just means that every single cutscene, every single thing, it's just Shady Force just carefully considering the options in the next move. That's all.
Pretty long-winded return to Swamp Palace here, but hey.
I still consider us very right, though. If Fire Rod is in here, obviously Ice Palace has the Fire Rod. It's there.
Ice Palace did not directly have the Fire Rod, so I am a little surprised by that.
But it kind of does if Evil Shield. But if it kind of does, it does if Swamp has the Fire Rod, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, best case scenario for Vexipur right now is, yeah, you get your Fire Rod, but the game just kind of pours on some TR. It gives you some excuse to go up there. You need that pod big. Another map in its own dungeon, for crying out loud, game.
Alright, so now Shady goes to Ice Palace because I don't think there's anything left. Well, there is a couple of things left. We have the big key chest. We have the big chest in Thieves Town.
And Skull.
And Skull. Well, Skull was the thing that's been checked by Vex.
But
I think that was a high 5.
So at this point, I got to give an advantage to Shady because the game is just there's pod 6 right there.
Yep.
The game is just giving Vextifer too much to do that is not going to Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Oh, he's going for it. Okay, all right. And there's your fire rod.
Alright, so in the end, we were right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And a
okay.
key to
Good.
Turtle Rock. Not so bad.
That's good for Vex.
Yep.
This could be still very tight if I mean Vex goes to Skullwoods. That's just what it is. You're gonna go clear Skull. But Fire Rod gets you 2 checks in the front of TR. You have your check in the back. It's incentive for Vex that it needs, plus Power of Hero. The big key. Like that can be an advantage. If you end up having your Desert Big in the Hero Big chest, that is ultimately extremely bad for Shady Forest.
Pretty much this is a crapshoot about what terrible thing is where.
But at this point, that's no mode for us, right? Just Desert Big.
No, we don't know where Desert Big, we don't know where it is. Otherwise, yeah, everything is accounted for. Everything important, anyway. I mean, for all I know, that thing could be on pedestal.
If you're Vex, do you go back in for left side?
I think if I'm skipping the left side and I find the fire rod, I am a big key away from finishing, then I think I just commit to it. Just commit to this decision. There's so much that could be locked behind that fire rod that I think if I'm skipping the left side, then I'm committing to it at this point.
Alright, Shady Forest is officially a Desert Big go mode at this, so Vextifer is on the clock. Gotta go to TR, which you're probably going to clear the rest of going to Hero, which is good.
Oh, Vex is coming back in.
Okay, I don't hate this decision. We're down to relatively few checks, and frankly, if you do find a Desert Big, that does push you off of your Pod Big more, but
yeah,
I mean,
let's not forget that Vex is also 2 from go, not 1.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
if he gets that Desert Big left side, and Shady skips it, that's good for them, but there's not a ton to do with the Fire Rod.
Let's see what you can do. You can do the back of Skullwoods, that's 2. You can do the front of TR, that's another 2.
Yep.
Assuming there's a Turtle Rock big key somewhere, that's try next. It could be as many as 5 things with that fire rod.
Yep. And there could all, like TR Big could just be in GT at this point.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good excuse though for Vextifer and pretty soon Shady to check Ped. When you're over in that area, you just beat Skull. You go there from Light World because it's faster.
Yeah.
You check Ped, then you mirror and do Skull.
Yeah, if I were Vex, I would route to Skullwoods in the Light World. First off, it's just, kind of a little bit faster to get there without having to go through the dungeon. And then after I beat Mothula, I can just check Pedestal to see if something I need is there. But let's see if we get anything here.
I even do that before because you're saving yourself a mirror transition and you're just able to flew directly from back of Skull.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay.
They're about doing their due diligence, though. They're clearing what they can, trying not to skip too much.
Okay, so nothing on the left side.
Good for Shady if Shady decides to semi-go mode swamp and just skip left side.
I imagine this is going to 3. All right, just going straight in there, not doing any light world checks. Won't be able to see the pedestal here. Oh boy, I'm doing my best I can here. By the way, I'm trying to mute all my coughing, but it's getting a little bit worse.
Oh, you're good.
I'm so sorry. I signed up for this knowing full well. But I couldn't miss an influ keys week, man. Like, I haven't done anything for that. I love this mode. This is one of my favorites.
Nah, cough away. I got your back, my friend.
Thank you. I just swallowed my cough drop by accident while drinking my tea. I was being a menace to South Central.
Alright, is the Back of Scholar Desert big? If it is, extremely good for Shady Forest.
Yeah, that is extremely good. Because that is just along the beaten path. Although there's not much left that's not.
Oh, this logic, I guess.
Look, Zelga, I'm pretty sure I got my sickness from raiding magnet hands too many times, so... If you feel yourself getting sick, it's probably also magnet hands.
Worth it. Good person.
Yeah.
Alright, Shady...
That seems fast.
Yeah, I did a really good job there.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, boy!
Shady's in a really good spot. Yeah. So Vextiver's gonna clear Desert.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna clear Hero.
Yeah.
And then probably go to TR. So this is gonna be tight. This is good for Vextiver in that you've got like Shady Force not skipping left side, but you are on the clock big time at this point.
Absolutely. And a good indicator to make sure to follow your early logic. I really don't like doing Hyrule Castle and inverted, but if I get that small key, then even I'm going to think about it for a while.
Speaking of following, don't forget to follow these runners. On a great show for us, and they're really good at what they do, hence why they are in the league here. While you're at it, give my co-comma a follow. TJ, fantastic watch. Great person. Lots of sass.
Sass. Is that what you're calling it?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's that East Coast sass.
Hey, I'm calm in here, all right?
Exactly.
Hey, you want me to do it? I'll do it, okay? I'll be the guy you want me to be right now, all right?
Save the throat, it's fine. Hey, Shady's in logic for pot at this point. GG.
Turtle Rock Big Key would be hilarious right now. I mean, not for the sanity of Xtofer, but just in general, hilarious.
That'd be good for Vex. I mean, you route in big chest and go straight up, and you get your you get your pod big. You're in go.
Yep.
All right, so Shady just has to go take out a moth, which he now has the means to do. He is going to be in go mode momentarily.
Yeah.
And you're probably stuck on a Master Sword too, because both other swords are probably in GD that you're not going to loot, except maybe the climb.
Even then, we fish for a sword, maybe?
That's pretty much it. I mean, you got your silvers. You got a sword somewhere. That's all you want.
There really ain't much left. Probably just a bunch of swords in GT.
All right, 1, 2, 3, see you, Landmo. Vextiver's next move is going to be going up the mountain for Tower of Fear, but little does he know it contains this other go mode piece. So theoretically, Vextiver could still be in really good shape here, because here is going to be a quick dungeon. You're going right from there to the Turtle Rock. You're probably going in from the back. You're going to get your big key immediately, and you've got your desert and skull cleared, and all you got to do is clean up pod.
Yeah, this race is by no means over. I mean, Shady Force is in a better position, because like what he needs is just along the path you're going to take anyway. Vex will have to take the right path just as quickly.
Well, like fortunately, like these runners have been so thorough, there is little to nothing else available other than Kira into TR, which is what Vex needs.
Yep. Plus, if there's like a sword in the Tower of Hera big chest, that could be a bit of an advantage too.
That can be. I mean, the only thing any of these runners would loot otherwise will be on the GT climb or the bosses. Oh, interesting. Shady's going to go ahead and check bomb per tap. All right, well, you got a gate. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
So Vex still has a slight dungeon advantage. Pod is not exactly a fast clear, but you just go straight to the boss.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what is in this big chest?
Even more money. Okay.
Unfortunately for Vextifer, they've already done the entirety of the rest of Hero, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And Shady making the right call, going straight to the boss. When you go -1, you never know. Your go mode could be on the boss, which in this case it is.
Yeah, save him like a minute or so here.
All right, Vextifer, you need to go to the right, and you need to go back through Laser Bridge backward. You do not want to open up the front of TR and start clearing out the front of that. That is more time you do not need to spend. But if the front of TR does have a sword, again, could be an advantage. Okay, that's a month down for Shady, and at 1:27:04, they are officially in go mode.
I was worried about this. Vex doing the front first.
Yeah, it looks like it could get you a sword, but yeah, Vex, you're gonna have to go. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's the density, right?
Yeah.
And all Shady has to do is go clean up Desert, and they are on their way to GT, which is at the CT entrance in a regular seat. So. Unfortunately for Vextifer, it's not a huge thing. You're doing the density, you're doing the front three. You're going to mirror out of here and immediately be able to get to Laser Bridge and go backwards. But
yeah, having already done Laser Bridge, this is the way to go here.
It is, and Pod is still like it's going to be a bit of a clear. It's slower than Desert, so really the only thing that gives you an advantage here is a sword.
Not even that.
Nope.
So Shady is absolutely going to be the first one to the GT here.
Oh yeah. Not by a lot, but enough that it's going to be a pretty comfy lead.
Yeah.
I think Vex forgot the mirror.
We've all done that 1,000 times. Don't pretend like you haven't.
Well played.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
So Vex did manage to dodge the ice rod somehow.
There it is. I wonder if Vex is left-handed.
Alright, Vex and Go mode, a little under 90 minutes. Shady is, well, just running towards the castle. Makes sense. But with you losing life, you're not going to have crystal beams. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Me too, Zaf, almost every time.
I don't know, does this seem longer to you?
It's hard to say. I mean, you could go to Light or Dark World Flute and then take your portal, your Darkling portal, but
Yeah.
I'd say if this is slower, it's not going to be more than like 10-15 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Now, once you start down a path, it's like, you might as well just commit to it at this point.
There's like a really good shot that there's a sword on the climb here, though. Like, what do we realistically have left?
Just GT. Pyramid Fairy. That's really it. These some big chests.
Okay, I gotta learn that setup right there. I'd still use Burner to get across because it's still faster, but when you don't have a Burner, you don't have a Cape. That's a good setup that.
I just like dashing across after the second ball gets fired. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know me, I like to be fancy.
It's like your Turtle Rock torches, not Turtle Rock, Meyer torches.
Hell yeah. Why has nobody stolen that yet? Is the consequences for failure disastrous, I guess?
Up and downstairs, up and downstairs.
Yeah.
That's what the practice run's for, it's fine.
Sure.
Alright, next to Paris 7 Crystal says, well, on their way to Ganon's Tower.
Oh.
Unfortunately, by the time they enter Ganon's Tower, Exifer is going to be probably the entirety of the climb behind Shady.
Yep. A fairy in a bottle, so not even a death can help. You know, the one argument for Aga-required inverted seeds is expedient travel to Ganon's Tower.
Not wrong. Just the saving quet from Light World, and you're there.
Yeah. It's almost enough to make me deal with the insufferable post-Aga 1 Light World.
That's true. Aga 1's required more often in inverted, but it comes off as less annoying.
It almost seems more fun, because then you have the opportunity to start sequence breaking things in the Light World. The best inverted seeds are the one where the Moon Pearl is not just straightforward in an early dungeon check.
True.
Because then you can explore this mode for everything it's truly worth.
That was mine on ladder a couple days ago. You had to go to Kakariko as a bunny, get your mirror to, I think, get your Moon Pearl out of Turtle Rock or something like that. Because you had your mitts, it was really dumb.
nice Meyer key.
Wow. Okay. Well, cutscenes and logic. But no sword. Womp womp.
I love how Vex just farted out a silver arrow there. That was funny looking. Is this soy sauce for geese? This is soy sauce for geese. What is this doing here? What is this MSU? Is this that Mario hack?
I think so, Grand Prix World or something like that.
Well, shout outs to Moogletron for putting soy sauce for geese in Aga 2. It's a good track. Maybe somebody can play me in City of the Wolves in about a month. Ugh. That is poopy. Oh, we got the real estate. Let's go. Ah, too bad. Oh, good. We got more real estate.
That's a good corner.
Get in the middle of that line.
You can't put Think Dorm in the. You can put Think Dorm in the corner. You just can't do baby. Got to get your doubles when you're down there, Shady. What the heck? Okay, Shady's got to keep this semi-clean, though. Dextifer's not far behind.
I don't think anything short of, like, maybe 2 falls would put him back in this race. Maybe a single one? Maybe not even that, no.
Be a lot closer, but yeah, it's a little bit rough. Alright, setting up for a triplet here.
Whoa.
Just let it slide, Vex. Or Shady, let it slide.
Yeah, just let it roll off there.
Don't force it. There it is.
Ooh, okay.
All right, everybody get your GGs in chat. We got Shady Force finishing in first place. Got a time of 1:37.50. We have Extifer forfeiting right after saying, I do not want to fight Ganon.
Yeah, just the Master Sword, might as well, right? Like, I don't blame him at all. I mean, I know you're right there, but, like, yeah, save yourself some tedium, right? Aw, Shady Force, come on. Don't be that guy who wins and tells you how you can do better. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy!
All right, we'll see if we can get anybody in here for some interviews here pretty quick. GG's to both runners. Great race here. And we do welcome Shady Force into the booth. GG's to you. And there's Vexper as well. GG's to both of you.
Yo, GG's. GG's Vex.
This was really close, yeah.
GG's. I feel like first off, I just want to say I wasted, I think, however long it takes to do Old Man, even though I had the mirror. I'm a dumb.
Yep.
Believe me, I do know. I know that I did it wrong. I'm sorry to everyone who had to watch. I was very upset when I was halfway through Old Man Cave, thinking about what I should have done. And then I said, wow, well, this 2 minutes of time.
You know, Vex, I was alone on comms at the time. I had to deal with that myself.
I'm so sorry, TJ, man.
I
just, it was disturbing. Everyone's like, oh, he's got the mirror. The old man's so much easier. And then I did it the bad way. And
I had to force myself to be polite about it. Ugh.
Look, you should have been. You should have just ripped into me. I knew it. Look, when I did it, I knew it was wrong. And I was like, so the whole time, I just knew I was doing something wrong, but couldn't fix it. And so just know that I was suffering with you.
Well, your opening route was otherwise very, very good, very fortunate. You managed to stumble into the mirror and the hammer, something that Shady did not get until much, much, much later. But I think the biggest thing that happened was that Shady opted to follow that early Hyrule Castle small key almost right away, and had a really good route. Yeah,
Kane. Yeah, no, I got Kane late, and I felt really terrible.
Yeah, had a really nice and clean route right to Eastern Palace. Didn't even need the hammer to get there. So got all those goodies out of there. Got the flippers, got Samaria, and was able to snag that pod big the first time that Shady was able to get into Turtle Rock, which...
Yeah, I kind of figured. I was waiting for Shady to finish after I realized that when I found the pod big, I was like, yeah, you could have definitely 100% had this earlier.
Yeah, even still, like, this race was just maybe like a minute apart.
Honestly, I'm kind of shocked I won it, to be honest, because I felt really bad after getting the super late hammer and boots and mirror.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, there was nothing behind those, so
yeah,
it's not like everything that I checked in the meantime gave me anything. So
yeah,
like there was just large swaths of this where I got absolutely nothing, followed by like 6 go mode items in a row, and then another large swath of nothing, and then like here's everything.
Yeah, it's like I said about the mirror when you got that and Shady didn't. It's almost like sometimes the mirror can sometimes be a good thing to miss, because if you're doing mirror checks like along your route and you're just like going back and forth with all these transitions, it could like kill your time a little bit.
I mean, without the mirror, what? So Shady probably got the fire rod pretty late too, because the mirror was so late.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only thing in Swamp was Fire Rod, and the only thing Fire Rod locked was Moth, right? So, I just checked a million things with Mirror, and honestly, Mirror feels really good because you can be really efficient, right? Because you're checking 2 worlds at the same time and so on and so forth. But honestly, if nothing is behind it and you can finish without doing some of that, you just end up doing a bunch of Mirror transitions that do nothing.
I still need the mirror. It's my favorite item. Give me the mirror. I don't care. Just put it in my inventory.
In inverted, especially, right?
That's all I care about.
I actually considered, with the sword in house, I honestly considered fluting to the mountain for the first checks and just going to Castle Tower and doing the old man stuff just for fun.
I did really early go to the mountain with the sword to get the old man start, because I think the save and quit point's super valuable, but I just didn't then climb to do Castle Tower. I didn't do that forever. No, but I mean, you're in the light world, and I don't have a mirror, right? So,
no, you're right.
So I'm like, I've done my thing. If I go to the Castle Tower, then I have to go over and do Super Bunny, but I don't have the hook shot or anything like that, or a glove. So it's just those couple of checks. So I ended up delaying those, and I get like Mitt's Pearl really early for Light World, and I just do loads of the Light World, and I just never get to the mountain until like an hour in or something. Well, I don't know how long it was, but it was a long time. And then I got the boots, and I'm like, oh, that was a big facepalm. I could have done all of that Light World walking with boots.
I think whatever time I saved getting boots slightly earlier than you, I lost doing mirror transitions over and over.
Yeah, it could have been. I guess it delays me going into Turtle Rock, so maybe that was the... I don't know exactly why, but maybe that was the reason I get it. But I think I needed from Turtle Rock when I went in.
That's probably the best... I mean, that's the big difference, because I had to climb back up the mountain again and go into TR. And so I did the front of TR before I did Crystal Roller, right? And so there's another, like, minute and a half of just checking the stupid 3 checks in the front. Right? Because you get it first time, you go to the TR back, and then you just, like, cane up there, and you get your pod big.
Pod Big definitely had something to play early, late in the seed, I should say. The game just gave you like little things to do here and there. It's like, oh, okay, go to Ice Palace, go to Swamp, clear that, go to Desert, and there's all this other stuff that, yeah, I think you both ended up clearing, but just at the end, the Pod Big just made enough of a difference that that got a victory by a Ganon fight, basically.
Yeah, I think the seed really at some point just plays itself.
This one is, this one really did. It was just like, well, I guess I'm going to Meyer next. Oh, yep, Eastern, here it comes. Like, it was just...
Right, you don't, you almost don't, you don't feel bad for going into pendant dungeons in this, because it just kind of railroads you into it.
It does.
And that early Mitson, that Thieves Town was disgusting.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of like crossing my fingers that there was something in the big chest because how late the small key was. That would have been hilarious. I would have laughed.
I've seen nothing but gas in the Thieves Town big chests the last few days.
Yeah.
I was pretty nervous about it.
That green one was staring at me for most of the end of that scene.
But we can also talk about how bad my hookshot cave hover was. How good and bad it was at the same time. Like,
that was a special bonk you had.
Yeah, I missed the bonk and then I just hovered it twice instead of... I don't know. I didn't actually fall other than the bonk.
That was a little bit funny.
I guess it was good, but it was bad.
And like a minute after you finished, we just saw JD get the hook shot in the Escape or whatever that was, Sanctuary, I think.
Yeah, it was in Sync.
And TJ was like, "Oh, look, the hook shot just after the hovers."
I don't mind. I have fun hovering, so I don't care.
Ain't that what's all about, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why we voted to keep it. Because it's fun! Even though I can't do it, but it's fine. You'll have fun with your hovers. I still voted for it.
Awesome. Well, GG, Shady.
Yo, GG's. And good luck to our teammates, I guess, tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to ask...
they're playing? Yeah, they're playing tomorrow 4? I don't know what time.
It's tomorrow 2 hours earlier than whatever time we started today.
They're playing at 1? All right. 1 my time. So, whenever... Okay, got it. I'm not doing times in my head.
No. Relative times only.
Yeah, and that'll be tomorrow. That'll be Nosk Matty and Doc Marty. So, yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Well, any final thoughts from you guys before we kind of close out the stream here?
GG's, and let's hope we don't have to play this mode again, and can practice other fun stuff like doors instead.
It's my favorite!
Inverted isn't that bad.
My favorite. Love Inverted.
But, no, I said GG's. Thanks for putting the restream on.
Yeah, I had a really good time. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and stick my head in a really steamy shower right about now.
Yeah.
I've been pretty sick this whole time.
TJ, I'm trying really hard not to say Susudio.
I know you are.
I can't think about you without the joy that brought.
Yeah, I know. Well, listen. Every time you think you just want to go for it, you know what you got to do, right? You just got to say the word. He's not doing it. He's not doing the bait. He's not taking the bait. He's not taking the bait. All right.
Not on the restream.
That's fine. Well, don't forget to give both Shady Force and Vexto for a follow. Great players, amazing people. Love them both. They've been fantastic. Put on a really great race here today. Their partners will be playing tomorrow in about quick math. What is it? 5 o'clock? In about 20 hours. There you go. I managed. I did it. In about 20 hours from now, their partners will be playing the second part of this Influ Keys Weekend League. Next week will be Co-op Cross Keys, which should be fun and terrible for several different people, depending on who you are. Thanks, Alana, for stepping in at my moment of need.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thanks, everybody, for sitting here listening to me hack and cough for most of this. I do apologize for getting in here alone with a little bit of an illness, but I think I did all right, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. So make sure you give all of us a follow. Check us all out at some point, and stay tuned to all these Speed Gaming channels for Link to the Past League. There'll be lots of cool stuff and lots of cool people doing lots of cool things. So stick around, check out what the next race is, and we'll see you somewhere down the line. Everybody have a great night, and thanks again. Take it easy.
Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your weekend.